High school dropout rates have declined in recent years, and there has been some progress in closing gaps in the dropout rate between students from different racial and ethnic groups. A recently released report from the National Center for Education Statistics compares the high school status dropout rates among racial and ethnic groups and examines how the gaps between racial and ethnic groups have changed over time. The high school status dropout rate measures the percentage of all 16 to 24-year-olds who are not enrolled in school and have not earned a high school diploma, a GED certificate, or alternative credential. According to household data from the Census Bureau's current population survey, the total status dropout rate was 6.1% in 2016. From 2000 to 2016, the status dropout rate for all 16 to 24-year-olds decreased from 10.9% to 6.1%. During this same period, the rate for whites declined from 6.9% to 5.2%. The rate for blacks declined from 13.1% to 6.2%, and the rate for Hispanics declined from 27.8% to 8.6%. As a result of these declines, the gap in status dropout rates between white and Hispanic 16 to 24-year-olds narrowed from 21 percentage points in 2000 to 3 percentage points in 2016. The gap between the status dropout rates of white and black 16 to 24-year-olds also narrowed from 2000 to 2015 from 6.2 to 1.9. And in 2016, there was no measurable difference between the rates for the two groups. However, a separate survey that covers a broader population did find a measurable gap in status dropout rates between whites and blacks in 2016. The Census Bureau's American Community Survey includes households as well as individuals living in institutions such as prisons and nursing facilities. According to data from the American Community Survey, the status dropout rate in 2016 was lower for individuals who were Asian, white, and of two or more races than for individuals who were Black, Hispanic, Pacific Islander, and American Indian or Alaska Native. The American Community Survey also provides more detailed data for two racial ethnic groups, Hispanic youth and Asian youth. These data allow us to measure the dropout rate for many specific Hispanic and Asian populations, such as youth of Mexican or Chinese descent. Detailed data were not available for other racial and ethnic groups. In 2016, the high school status dropout rate for all Hispanic 16 to 24-year-olds was 9.1%. Status dropout rates for individuals of Guatemalan, Honduran, and Salvadoran descent were higher than the total rate for all Hispanics. The status dropout rates for individuals of Puerto Rican, Mexican, Dominican, and Nicaraguan descent were not measurably different from the total Hispanic rate. The rates for the remaining Hispanic subgroups were lower than the total Hispanic rate. For example, the status dropout rate was 2.9% for Colombians and 5.4% for Cubans. Among all Asian 16 to 24-year-olds, the high school status dropout rate was 2.0% in 2016. The status dropout rate for Burmese youth was higher than the total Asian rate. The status dropout rates for Korean and Chinese youth were lower than the total rate for all Asians. And the status dropout rates for the other Asian subgroups were not measurably different from the total rate for all Asians. Visit NCES.ed.gov to learn more and access the full data and reports such as status and trends in the education of racial and ethnic groups and trends in high school dropout and completion rates.